founder of Made with Love. We provide a mix of events, experiences, and products that are all focused on mental well-being and your overall well-being. We do like a weekly Zen Doodle class, which is the meditative art of drawing structured patterns. So that's both creative and soothing. We do monthly events like a sip and paint or sip and bead. And then all the products we sell here are made by local makers of color, and they're somewhat all related to your well-being. So there could be like handmade soaps, journals. We have art kits, so things like that. What has always driven me is the desire to make wellness more accessible, and that comes just from my own personal journey in, struggling with the belief that my mental health and my well-being doesn't matter. That it's what it always comes last. Going on my own personal healing journey, and I'm still in the journey because it comes in waves. But just recognizing that that's really a shared experience among so many people, the struggle to really just feel like we are allowed to even prioritize our well-being. And so initially I was just making the journals that we sell here that are all focused on mental health and well-being. I was making them out of my home, and I got to a place where I needed to move that production out of my home, so I started looking at spaces. And when I found this space, it was bigger than I needed just for the journals, but I saw a whole space where, we could have community events, people could come here and, have a space, an affirming, welcoming space to relax and center their well-being over, creativity, over art, whatever it might be. I always tell people here, like, art is not only for professional artists per se. Like, art is for everyone, and we all have that human need to explore our creativity, to nurture our creative side. But it can be so hard to find the time, the space, or, again, many of us might believe like, well, that's not for me. What I experience when I'm able to sit down and, collage or paint or, doodle even, it's just calming, it's a way to kind of get in touch with my heart space and my body even just creating my hand. And when we hold events, I just love seeing people here really just relax and kind of let go. People are not on their phones for the whole 2-hour event, for instance, with say like our collaging or journal decorating activity. So I just tell people it's okay if you don't have a plan. Just, find colors, patterns, whatever that just speaks to you and go with it. And it's really gratifying to see people to see them like exhale through the art. And I've heard people say, like, this was the most relaxing hour of my recent life. And people say like, wow, this really awakened something in me. So just like reconnecting, rediscovering that artistic side that we all have. And it also brings me joy when I hear people say like, it's like I'm in kindergarten again, right? Because a lot of us, we did arts and crafts as kids, and it was fun and it was good for us. And we're adults, but we still need that and deserve that. The Zen Doodle, I don't teach it. My team member Nikki, she teaches it. So I've been able to take her class a few times, and that's one of my favorites because it just really is right at that intersection of like wellness, mental health, and creativity. In each class you are guided to learn usually three different designs, and so the act of the drawing is soothing in itself, and then on top of that, like within each design there's like infinite room to kind of be creative and go rogue, as we say. And there's always so much like surprise and delights just in the process of discovery within like one design. So that's one. Another one of my favorites is our journal decorating. And so that's where, folks get a wellness journal, and then they get to decorate the covers by cutting and pasting, basically collaging with different pieces of fabric and paper, and that's one where they always turn out looking amazing. But then it's the process that I'm able to see folks just like really enjoy themselves, kind of get lost in the process. There's this communal piece of art hanging on the wall. It says your feelings are valid, and then underneath it's just a bunch of different handprints of all sorts of colors, and we did that in our first opening year in May during Mental Health Awareness Month. And it was like, whoever came in, we invited them. We had this canvas out, blank canvas, and we invited them to just like paint your hand, whatever colors represent your feelings now, like in this moment, and add your handprint. And so that was really cool because it was a communal, it was a collective creation, a living creation, and there is a diversity of colors and hand shapes, and we had little kids and adults all contribute, and I like that it's a standing reminder of just like the diversity of feelings that we all hold, moment to moment, and that it's important to honor that. This month we have a half-day art and play wellness retreat we're holding here. I held a few half-day wellness retreats in our first year. It's been a while since we did one, so I'm excited to do another one, but this one, it's going to be fun. It's in the summer, and summer is when all the kids have their summer camps. And I was like, again, like us adults, we need something too, where we can just let go, laugh, be silly, create, purely for the joy of it. So we're going to do a few fun, playful arts and crafts. We're going to still have intentional mindful journaling and reflection in terms of how we honor our joy, honor our inner child. We'll do some playful movement with capoeira, which is an Afro-Brazilian martial art that incorporates dance and music. So that's coming July 20th, and then I'm in the process of building out and developing and launching probably in August, fingers crossed, like a weekly group circle program that incorporates guided journaling and art as a space to really, go deep and kind of reflect, especially for folks who struggle with feelings of feeling not enough, using journaling to kind of dig into that and do a lot of affirming, sharing, and reflection, and then with the art piece, making our own personal affirmations book for the several weeks. Art can be a way to express complicated or complex feelings that I'm not able to put into words, whether it's speaking or in writing. Sometimes it's just picking up, a brush and starting to just blob different colors, and again, that can be calming, but then, I can just express whatever I'm kind of feeling in the moment through the colors and have some release that way. We try to hold, here it's about like art and community and just being able to create with others, and that also adds an element of like human connection in the experience, where even if I'm creating my piece amongst people from other backgrounds and of other cultures, there's something like really affirming and validating to create with each other and share with each other in that way, and see how different everyone's creations like came out. But that difference is like, it's like a celebration of how we're all, like our humanity, like our individuality, and like the communal, if that makes sense.
It does. It's like the individual pieces that kind of come together and create a newfound community.
Yeah, like a quilt.
Yeah.